It's my turn. Chapter 1 to 3. Splash. Ah! Her own sister pushed her from the bridge and made her fall into the river, and now she was sinking deep inside the water with only one thought: why did she do this? Why? Before she could realize anything or call anybody for help, her head banged a hard rock. Head reeling after that. She remembers nothing. Ah! Ouch! She was trying to open her eyes, but a sharp flash of light pierced her eyes and she couldn't open them. Her head was aching as it will burst. Even though it was paining, she opened her eyes and saw the entire place is looking white. Am I in heaven? No, I am not. The sharp smell of disinfectant filled to my nostrils made me realize that I am not in heaven but in hospital. Sarah, are you okay? How are you feeling now? A familiar voice dragged her attention. She looked and found Stefan in front of her. Stefan Walter, whom she loathed till last evening to even have a look. But now she knows he is genuinely concerned for her, and it's all reflecting in his eyes. Sarah tried to get up, and Stefan supported her. Sarah, I know you are injured, but you have to hurry your pace. Otherwise Ashley will take your place and get married to your fiancé, Stefan said. Sarah frowned when Stefan mentioned Ashley. A picture of flashback ran in front of her eyes and Ashley's all deeds came into her mind. Sarah, are you listening? Stefan again called her. Sarah knows Stefan is talking for her interest, but she was motionless. Till now whatever happened with her, it's all because of Ashley, her own half-sister. For the first time, Sarah's witty brain and foresight failed her, and she didn't see the true colors of her sister before, who pretend most caring and loving to her and innocent in front of everybody. When Stefan saw she didn't move, he called a nurse to hand her over a pair of dress for Sarah and ordered to change her hospital gown, so that she can move. No, Mr. Stefan Walter. Miss Sarah is not stable. I can't discharge her in rush. The doctor denied signing Sarah's discharge papers. Still, Stefan was indifferent. I don't care about your opinion. I need to take her from here and nobody can stop me, Stefan said with rage and beckoned to the bunch of bodyguards behind him, who moved fast to plan to take Miss Sarah from the hospital. I can't let her waste even a single minute in this hospital. She is in this situation because of me. Only if I would not come in her life and try to split Sarah and her boyfriend Ronald Walter apart, she wouldn't end up like this. It was me who entered their life faking myself lunatic to revenge on Ronald and his father for killing my Valerie, and to reach my goal I manipulate Ashley and seek her help to split Sarah and Ronald apart. Despite my crafty plotting, Sarah made me realize my mistake and help me mend my ways. Then it's my responsibility to make her reach her marriage canopy on time. Boss, Miss Sarah is ready, Stefan's assistant informed him, and he walked inside Sarah's ward. Although Sarah got to change, her head still had bandaged on and she was stumbling while walking. Stefan noticed this. He leans towards Sarah and picked her in his arms. Sarah felt uncomfortable by Stefan's action, but she didn't resist either. Perhaps because her emotions were numb. She was heartbroken by the deception of her sister. Stefan made her sit in his Rolls-Royce as co-pilot's seat, and he sat on the driving seat after beckoning his guards to follow them. The river drowned Sarah so far that she was hospitalized at the outskirts of ********, and that's why Stefan was driving at his fastest speed to make her reach on the time. While driving, Stefan looked at Sarah at the corner of his eyes and his heart ached to see her all silent with no expression. Sarah, I am sorry. It's all my fault. Stefan doesn't know what to say. So he simply apologizes for his mistake, which made Sarah end up in this situation. After all, it's all started by him. Sarah turned her head towards Stefan and said with no expression, "When I unveil your lie, why didn't you tell me about Ashley being your crime partner?" Ah, that's a gargantuan mistake I have done when I didn't tell Sarah that her sister is deceiving her behind her back, Stefan thought. as you made me understand and I mend my ways. I spoke to Ashley and she promised that she will mend her ways. I didn't realize that she is so obsessed with Ronald as love that she will try to kill her own sister. Stefan said truthfully. But Sarah still didn't reveal any expression. Nobody can guess what was going on in her mind. Then why are you here in search of mine? Sarah asked. When I found Ashley is up to something, I asked her to confess in front of the entire family and tell what did she do to you. But she was so cunning that she seizes this opportunity and reveled in front of my family that I am not lunatic, and came back for revenge on them, and my family disowned me. Everybody gets what they deserve. You don't worry, Sarah said in a painful voice and turned her towards the window. Lean back and support her head at the back of the seat. Stefan gave a deep glare at her calm face and again turned his head at the road ahead. Sarah was looking like a silent sea before the storm approaching. I didn't get the meaning of her words, but she is definitely thinking something deeply. I have a gut feeling that she is suppressing her anger to vent it out when the time comes. Stefan thought. What are you going to do now? Stefan took the opportunity to ask. But in return, he got only a blank glare from Sarah. Sarah, Stefan called her again. But she only nods her head. I am Sarah Cooper. My life was peaceful until few months before I came across my half-sister Ashley. Ashley did so many things behind my back from which I was oblivious to date. But now I introduced the shady sides of Ashley. She has done what she wants. Now it is my turn. I and Ashley were classmates and neighbors since we were young. Still, we were not a good friend, just acquaintance. We differ from each other. She was introvert, shy and innocent who can't even speak what she wants, and I am an extrovert, expressive, and bold, know how to express my thoughts. The difference in our temperament is not the reason for the differences between us, but it's something that was hard to digest. My grandmother Evelyn and her grandmother Marie are long-lasting enemies who can't tolerate even the sight of each other. Whenever they came face to face, both of them either taunt each other or slander, and none of them can take it without retorting. And their face-off always turns into a huge commotion that entire community echoed with their sounds. And entire neighborhoods were fed up with them. When the animus between the elders is so deep-rooted, then how can youngsters be friends? Even though I and Ashley were not close, still we always stare at each other as far as we want to approach. But we couldn't. Then one day I got the reason for this attraction, that was she is my half-sister. We used to live in the same neighborhood, and for the first time in these many years, I came to know that Uncle Sebastian, Ashley's father, is my dad. My mom and dad used to love each other when they were young, but their elders were hindrances between their marriage and forced them into different arranged marriages. My mom got divorced from her former husband even before I was born, and Uncle Sebastian's wife is also passed away when Ashley was young. Still, none of them remarried for these many years because they still love each other. I thought when the two lovers loved each other for these many years they should be together. Even fate wanted them together, that's why they both lost their ex-spouse at an early age. I was bold and expressive since the beginning and believe in love as well. Therefore I expressed my thoughts boldly that my parents should get married. As expected, their elders opposed it strongly. The more I was determined, the more strongly they opposed this alliance. And my mom and dad, even after growing up in their 50s, being parents of big girls, are controlled by their parents. But I was not. I vowed to make them together and fight for my parents' happiness. I was born a fatherless child, and my mother faced so many taunts of the society people and slandering comments, and personally it doesn't affect me ever. But I can see my mom's helplessness. My mom was pitiful, who was a single parent and brought me up single-handedly between so many negative situations, but never think for her happiness. She devoted herself to my life, and now it was my turn to fulfill my filial piety. I decided to fulfill my filial piety, no matter what. And unexpectedly Ashley joined hands to support me. That was exciting. My sister also wanted our parents to be together. It's good then. Another person offered his help. And it was Ronald Walter. Ashley Sexfiunk and my good friend. Our trio joined forces with a mission. And that was the biggest mistake of my life. To trust Ashley. I trusted Ashley more than myself. To make our parents together and fight for the society we both sisters become best friends. Ashley was like her face. Beautiful, innocent, and clear-hearted. Or perhaps she faked herself. That's why today she tried to kill me. Indeed. One day our parents got married, but between all this Ronald fell for me and proposed to me. At first, I reject his proposal because I don't have any ambiguous feelings for him, but Ashley tried to push me towards Ronald and he also pursued with his all will. Although I never felt like close attraction towards Ronald and Ashley's constant persuasion made me confused for some time and I accepted his proposal. The day our marriage date fixed, I felt somebody was hell-bent to break this alliance. To achieve their motive, they tried to prove that I have the wrong character. But I never imagined that it was Ashley. Stop! Sarah screams, making Stefan startled. And he pressed the brake, making the car stop with a jerk. Not only in Stefan's car but behind them. Bodyguards also have to pedal the brake immediately. Sarah, what's wrong? Why did you make me stop the car? Stefan unfastened his seatbelt and turned towards Sarah with concern in his eyes. But as usual, Sarah answered nothing. Sarah, if you will waste your time like this, then Ashley will be successful in her plan and make Ronald get married to her. She is a very cunning woman, Stefan said. Since the day our marriage date fixed, you and Ashley tried best to tear it down and to achieve her goal. Ashley tried to poison Ronald's brain against me. I wanted to see whom Ronald trusts the most, Ashley or me. Sarah, it's not time for such an argument. Ashley already spread the news that you ran away from your marriage by your will, and to save the face of both the family she was going to get married to Ronald. No matter how much Stefan tried, Sarah didn't budge from her decision. She has a strong opinion and nobody can control her. If Ronald will believe Ashley and get married to her, that means he never loved me, because love without trust is like a body without a soul. But if he truly loves me and trusts me, then he will wait for me till eternity. Stefan's face turned red in controlling anger. This girl is crazy. Stefan was working so hard to not let any injustice happen with her, but she is behaving all crazy. It wasn't easy for Stefan to find out Sarah's whereabouts in just a few hours. The moment he came to know that Ashley has done something evil to Sarah, he made all his detective, guards, and errands run across the whole city to find where Ashley was sometimes before and what happened to Sarah. Now also he is driving at its fastest pace so that Sarah could reach on time for her marriage, and he also could not let Ashley win. You all girls are insane. I don't care what do you think. Stefan shook his head, fastened his seatbelt and started the car and drove off even faster. Ah, Stefan, what are you doing? I told you not to drive. Sarah tried to stop him and forward her hand. But Stefan held her hand tightly and drove the car with one hand. Ronald Walter, do you take Ashley Miller to be your wife? Do you promise to faithful to her in good times and bad times? In sickness and in health? To love her and respect her always? All over your life? MC asked the groom in front of him. This wasn't Ashley Miller. The name must be Sarah Smith. Today I am here to get married to Sarah, the only love of my life, and the whole preparation here for my marriage with Sarah, not Ashley. I don't know why Sarah ran away from marriage, and Sarah's mother, grandmother, her relative, and even my brother Stefan is also accounting Ashley for Sarah's disappearance. Ashley is a pure-hearted girl who can't harm anybody intentionally. The poor girl was trying to commit suicide to prove her innocence. That's why I decided to get married to her. So, what if Sarah betrayed me? Ashley always supported me. Though she is not my love, she is my best friend, and I will have to save her. Mr. Ronald Walter, do you take Ashley Miller to be your wife? Do you promise to faithful to her in good times and bad times? In sickness and in health? To love her and respect her always? All over your life? The groom, Ronald Walter, was drawn in his painful thoughts when the MC's voice zoomed him out. He felt like he was pulled out from the fire well. Yes, he is doing this marriage by his own will. Still, it's very difficult for him to say yes. Ronald finally departs his lips to say yes I do. But before he could say anything, a sharp voice dragged everybody's attention. Stop this marriage right now. All turned around to see the source of the voice and found Stefan walking through the community garden which was decorated for Sarah and Ronald's marriage, holding Sarah from her shoulder. Everybody's face stiffened, an ugly and disgust look appeared on their face to see the bride who ran came back with another guy. But nobody cared to notice her injury. When everybody was disdained to Sarah, Ashley has a terrified expression on her face and Stefan smirks seeing her sweating. Sarah, is that you? Laura, Sarah's mother, and Evelyn, Sarah's grandmother, came out of their house after listening to Sarah's voice. Laura already opposed Ashley's marriage in place of Sarah strongly, and she had a fight with her husband, Sebastian, and backed out of this marriage. She was only concerned about Sarah's safety, and now after listening Sarah's voice she was relieved. Stefan with Sarah walked forward, and Laura and Evelyn moved towards them. Stefan made Sarah stand with them. But Sarah was staring at Ronald with cold eyes, who was standing on the stage in front of the MC with Ashley beside him as a bride. Ronald also stares at Sarah for a few minutes. Then he suddenly left Ashley's hand and walked towards her. Ashley was stunned. Then her heart filled with resentment to Sarah. No. How this can happen? How can Sarah be alive and here at this moment? Although her eyes were reflecting deep hatred for Sarah, her heart was painful to see Ronald's negligence towards her as he saw Sarah. Still, she knows how to conceal all expressions and put on an innocent face in front of everybody. Sarah was also disdained towards Ronald and Ashley. Finally, Ashley's manipulative mind won against her love-filled heart. Although Ronald expressed his crazy love for Sarah, he trusts Ashley more than her. Ronald stood in front of Sarah and held her shoulder in a tight grip. Where were you, Sarah? Where did you go, leaving me in the aisle? Ronald's eyes were showing distrust for Sarah, and it made her sad. Ronald, easy man. She is painful. Stefan meddles and tried to make him realize that Sarah is already injured and he should not manhandle her. You stay out of it. It's between me and my fiancé. Ronald roared and again turned to Sarah. Tell me, Sarah, don't you love me? Don't you want to do this marriage? Look, who am I asking? The truth is you never wanted to get married. Ashley told me several times. But I didn't believe her because I have blind faith in you. Sarah chuckled. Fiancé. Blind trust's words sound jokes for her. She turned her gaze and looked at Ashley, who has a smirk. But as Ashley looked at her, she concealed into her famous innocent face. Sarah felt a deep hatred. Look. Who is talking? It's you who is marrying another girl and accusing me. Ronald's eyes widened, shocked. It's you who ran away from this marriage. Not me. And you believe I can do that? All right, then continue. Ashley points her hand towards the stage. Although she was indignant, she expressed indifferently. How can I not believe that when you yourself sent this video and said you don't want to marry me? Ronald shows a video to Sarah on his mobile, where Sarah said that she is a drug addict and doesn't want to get married. At first, Sarah and Stefan were shocked to see such a video that Sarah never recorded. But Sarah knew it was all done by Ashley. Sarah doesn't know when and how she did that. But she noticed the video and found that she was not in the sense when she was saying the content in the video. Now tell me, do you have any explanation for this? Ronald said ironically. Do you believe the content of this video? Sarah looked straight into Ronald's eyes with cold eyes. Why couldn't I? Fine. Then. Sarah finished the conversation in one line and moved towards her house. Except her grandmother and her mother, everybody was shocked by her indifferent attitude. Why is she not trying to justify her action? Ronald held her hand to stop her and made her turn towards him with a jerk. You can't back out like this. You have to answer me. What is all this? Sarah shoves his hand away before answering. Why do you want an answer when you already believe that I am wrong? Ronald, I don't want to clarify anything. Either you want or not, you have to clarify. Sarah, it's our marriage. Is it? All right then. Let's get married. Wait for me. Let me get ready as your bride. Sarah again took few steps towards her house, but again held by Ronald. First, answer my question. Ronald. First thing, you didn't ask any question, you just accused me I ditch you. Second thing, love doesn't need any clarification. If you love me truly, then don't ask any questions and get married. After that, I will answer all of your questions. Sarah's words pull the rug under Ashley's feet. Thanks for listening to the Bravonovel audiobook. Welcome to download the Bravonovel app. Read the novel It's My Turn online and get the latest updates.